What's going on, Herd? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be returning back to the Does It Drift video series, where we purchase them in-game, see if they have the ability to be drift cars. We got the beater Dukes today. A few questions I have on this thing. Is this thing an animal of itself, a whole new vehicle, or is this... Page, god damn it! Or is this just literally the Dukes with some damage on it? Probably some extra upgrades too, I'm guessing. Let's figure that out, shall we? Before we go any further, I gotta ask you guys for a quick favor. If you do enjoy my content, go check out my second channel, Dipstick TV. Link in the description, or just type it in, Dipstick TV. It'll pop right up. Snowmobile and dirt biking, but lately we've been doing some car shows. The last car show was by far the best, and we got the cars taken off, doing a lot of burnouts, a lot of pulls. We're gonna hit another show this weekend, actually tomorrow, actually today, the day that you're watching this video. So if you want to see that and more, again, go check out Dipstick TV. I appreciate every bit of support I can get over there, and I appreciate you for supporting this channel. Of course, the Imponte beater Dukes was offered to us in this most recent update. Honestly, if I'm going to throw my initial opinion out there, I'm thinking this thing is just another Dukes with a few different upgrades because it's a beater Dukes. Now, it's not extremely overpriced, $378,000. That's nothing to bicker about. Let's take a look at this, though. Top speed looks like we're just short a little bit. Almost full on the acceleration to the fourth. 1 1/4 on braking, and about 3 1/3 on traction. Yeah, this is looking almost exactly. So, if anything, we're slightly lower in everything. I mean, like 1/8 to 1/16 drop on some of these. So it's like a damaged Dukes. I say let's bring it in the garage, see what we can do for customizations on this. We do have to keep in mind that this is a drift build overall as well. Okay, I noticed some of those bumpers are kind of fixing the hood a little bit too, as opposed to this. Oh, the grill, that's what's getting fixed, the grill. So, okay, I'm wondering if actually you might be able to build a clean build. Let's pay attention to this. Engine, we have to do the engine upgrade. That's a performance upgrade. You got to do that in the drift game. You can definitely repair your fenders. I'm guessing the hood, you're going to have a repaired hood as well. With that front bumper, you're changing the face of the grill, the fascia on it, and then with the grill, you're actually going to be replacing the grill. Damage, repaired. Okay, so that gives us a full clean front end now. So in all reality, this is just a new Imponte Dukes with more upgrades. Much better upgrades when it all comes down to it, because you can make a lot of different styles with this thing. Fast and the Furious build right here for sure. Oh man, but what way do we want to go with this? That's the big downfall. So you can go rusty, lots of rusts, many rusts, some graffiti. Okay, wow, you can even clean up the interior. Very nice. Very, very nice. Well, I think since it is a beater, it's in the name, it's going to be in the title. Let's keep this thing a beater. Switch it up, go a little bit darker in the front there, kind of throw a little accent on it. Staying away from the roll cage. Roof we already switched up. Wheelie bar, we didn't make it down this far. Okay, you can repair the rear. Not going to do it, though. We'll do a little light smoke, just for the heck of it. Still dark out, but let's bring her to the track and kind of see how it switches up. So I'm noticing a slight difference in acceleration here now that I'm looking, but I don't know if I have all the upgrades on this thing. I really don't. I might not have a turbo in there. I really don't think I do have a turbo, in all honesty, in this bad boy. Kind of wanted to keep it just raw engine. And then that difference in braking would make sense too, because we didn't put any brakes on this vehicle. Blaine County Driftway. This is one of the numerous tracks that are released on the channel in the track download link playlist. Yes, there is an entire playlist that seems like a lot of people don't realize is there. Not every single track that I have has been released, but there's only a tiny handful of tracks that have not been released. Even on PS4, there's 3 or 4 drift tracks that have been released. They're a little bit older, quite a bit older, but they are still out there that they can be utilized. Not what this video is about, though. Today we're going to be bringing this bad boy down to the track. Let's see if this thing stances up. Oh, we got some traffic. What are you doing? Where are you even going? Where are you even going? All right, moment of truth. Will this thing stance up? I know a lot of these new vehicles, they just have not been stancing up. However, I do not know anything about these newest vehicles. I didn't see any drop. However, we do have the video with the Gauntlet Hellfire where that vehicle also doesn't drop, and we do prove that there is a clear difference in the handling line. I know there's those, individuals out there that also say, well, you got to go up and you got to kick the wheel, you got to kick the fenders, you got to kick the rear fender, you got to shoot it here instead, and it'll drop, it'll definitely drop. Never really had any success with it. Again, not what this video is about, and we're off. Oh my God. Jeez. Lots of body roll, lots and lots of body roll. It does like to grab. You can really kind of pull yourself out of the spin outs pretty well with this vehicle. It might be the length of it. It's just the handling line, all in all. It's crazy. It hooks up. It definitely hooks up. Kick that rear end right up there. Pretty rusty on the drifting. Pretty friggin' rusty. Oh, I did the same thing as the first lap. Son of a gun. Let's clean this part up, though. Oh, we're honking as we're coming in. Alright, I'm getting a pretty dang good feel for this thing. Me likey so far. For those of you watching that are unfamiliar with the Does It Drift series, we do grade these things in 3 separate aspects, 10 points available in each aspect. First off, we dig into the driftability of the vehicle. Next off is the efficiency. What's the efficiency as a drift car? Does it stance up without blowing up? Can you bring it into custom tracks or not? Some of those aspects that do plague some good drift vehicles within the game. Last and finally, we look at the cost of the vehicle. What are you paying versus what are you getting? And how does that stack up to other vehicles within the drift ratings? One thing I do have to test is actually bringing this Dukes in, and I want to see if it stances, and I want to see if it feels any different after getting a feel for the other. First off, does it stance up? That's a big one. Jesus. Oh, it does drop. Alright, so this answers the question. It is not the exact same vehicle. I guess when you looked at it being just off slightly in the handling line and all that stuff, that should have answered it to begin with. It's different. It definitely isn't just an Imponte Dukes with more customizations. You actually are getting a new vehicle here. Alright, unfortunately I have to come back and re-record this because that last bit of footage got a little corrupt in the end, got a little bit flaky. I think you could see it in one part of the video already that it was starting to do it. We're going to start it off the old school way with cost, and this is only, what was it, 378,000, 318, I think it's 378. Needless to say, it is not much when it comes to the modern inflation for GTA Online vehicles. So 378,000, what do you got for customizations? An excessive amount, probably an overload when it really comes down to it. What is cost? 378,000. Needless to say, it's not much when it comes into the modern day inflation of Rockstar money here in the GTA 5 game. Now, we will get into the driftability, we'll get into the efficiency, but right now we're talking about cost and what you're getting out of it as a drift vehicle. So let's start it off with driftability, guys. All in all, it's actually a really good car. It does have a bit of body roll. I do personally like it more without shooting the wheels, shooting the hubs, that is. I'd call it stancing, but it really isn't stancing. You're not lowering the vehicle, you're not changing the stance of the vehicle. Aside from the body roll, which it is still there without shooting the hubs, I mean, just stock, just coming out onto the track, there really isn't much more to hit it on. Still, it does have that body roll. It doesn't have an extreme amount of power. It has a lot of torque. It's ready to take off. Single gear drifting all day. But the speed boost could be slightly better. It engages well, but again, I'm going to give it an 8.5 on driftability here, which is going to bring us into efficiency. Efficiency is one of those weird things. A lot of people want these vehicles that don't technically stance, they don't drop, to be given a positive, because you can bring them straight out onto the drift track and you don't have to shoot them. You don't have to worry about them blowing up. And I do agree with you. Now, I'm not going to give it any positive points for that, but I'm no longer going to hit it negatively for not stancing up. You can still shoot these new vehicles in the hubs. You can damage the suspension system, and it makes it more slippery and slidey. With this specific vehicle, with the beater Dukes, it also gives it a lot more body roll, unfortunately. The one thing we also like to test, as you're seeing here, is the damage. We're going to slam this thing up, get her in some wrecks. It's already a beater Duke, shouldn't matter. We're going to be really critical of hitting the front end and the rear end, kind of damaging the steering system. all in all, I'm not noticing a ton of difference after the damaging. A little bit of difference, you know. A little bit less on the ability to be able to redeem yourself on a little bit too much angle coming in or out of a corner, I should say. The other side of efficiency comes with, well, can you see it? And we're pretty compressed. The damn length to this vehicle. It's too long. It's just too long. It's extremely long for a drift vehicle. That front end, so long. The doors, long. The rear end after, the whole chassis after it, long. The efficiency of this as a drift vehicle is definitely bogged down. It's weighed down by that. It was an 8.5 on driftability. We're going to give it an 8 here on efficiency, bringing us into cost. When you're buying this thing, what are you really getting out of it? Well, it's actually a really low cost, and I'm sure it's a similar inflation rate that we can expect in GTA 6. Oh yeah, I brought it up. Needless to say, what was it, 378,000, something along those lines. It's a very affordable vehicle for the amount of things that you can do to it. You can make this a clean Dukes. Yes, it's going to cost you more than going and getting a clean Dukes. I think the other Dukes is like 70 or 90,000. It's not a lot. It's very, very affordable. But the amount of customizations you can do to this thing is really extensive. You've seen it earlier in the video. We kept this thing pretty grungy. Nonetheless, I don't have one single point to hit it on with the cost. Yes, I know the upgrades are more expensive than we would like to see, and I know that sucks, but that's how the game is. I just like to see the upgrades. I like to see the ability to get those customizations. And this vehicle itself has an exceptional amount of potentials, different builds that can be made with this thing. There's so much variety in the customizations. I am giving it a 10 here. That's an 8, an 8.5, and a 10, 26.5. Not too shabby. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Does It Drift in the future, make sure to leave a like below. Of course, I appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing the videos. If you're sharing the videos, as always, guys, hope you all stay happy out there. Please stay positive, and we will definitely speak to you next time.